I'm just getting used to these ear things, but I tell you, you can just hear so well, and it's just so clear and wonderful that I'm willing to put them on, try to make it through.
But your hair, my hat.
I know, not with your hat. You're definitely not going to be doing it. Tell me about the hat, Richard. 1990s.
1990s. Let's bring it back. Now, this is actually it's a good hat. So, when you're picking out a cowboy hat, let me put these on right. There you go. When you're picking out a cowboy hat, a lot of people don't realize that I dress country. There's different, how should I say? There's different prices on them. Grades. There you go. Okay. So the grades are basically off the X's, how many X's in the hat. So this is a 4X.
4X. It's kind of like a 4A.
So it's a middle of the grade type of hat, maybe a little bit less. But, you're really, it's like 7X. You're getting up there.
What's so great about that?
Just the brand of hat, it has velvet inside or silk inside. I want to say they call it like 3 beavers, 4 beavers. I think that's the way they talk. But I've had this hat since the 90s, actually.
And we're going to talk about the 1990s today, so that just applies perfectly.
Yeah. So
make sure you put that on. Do you shop at Lebo's around here?
Lebo's is good. Is good. Boot Barn is pretty good as well.
Oh. So Blue Barn?
Boot Barn.
Boot Barn.
That's a nationwide chain. Lebo's is strictly just for here.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is this all from being from Texas or living in Texas, or was this before in
before New Mexico, Albuquerque?
They wear a lot of hats.
Oh yeah.
They're country boys out there.
Country boys out there.
Cowboys,
yeah.
Cowboys. Real cowboys.
Billy the Kid.
Oh my gosh.
I mean that's
right. Well, that's just crazy. I thought we were the country, but we're not.
It's funny. So moving from out west this way, not very many people wear cowboy hats. It's Texas, New Mexico, really. That's
Bring it out here, Richard. Bring it out here.
But this is country. This is where country music. I mean,
I know.
We went to just a quick story. My wife and I went to a concert downtown Nashville, heart of country music.
Yep.
I was like one of 4 people out of a whole stadium wearing a cowboy hat.
What's going on?
Like people like ball caps better.
Well, I don't know.
They go for comfort, not style.
I bet you they have one. I bet you they have a cowboy hat, though.
Probably.
And some cowboy boots. You got cowboy boots too?
I do have cowboy boots.
Oh my goodness, Richard could get crazy. All right, well that's good. All right, well so we wanted to introduce that with 1990 because today we're going to talk a little bit about, first of all, how's your budget going? Have you delved into the 4 corners, the 4 foundational pieces of a budget? And if you have any questions or anything, let me know. It is important to get on a budget, and every day that you put it off, it's longer till you get to your goals.
It is.
I know. To the Power of Prosperity, where we are keeping it real and offering value to our community through financial wisdom and real estate education. I'm Tanya Carlson.
And I'm Richard Cato. And we are your local real estate coaches.
Let's go! I know it. I'm really learning a lot about budgeting and how important it is to have a budget. With 78% of Americans living paycheck to paycheck, we've got to get that down. We've got to get that down to 50% or less in 2022. No.
Let's do it.
I know. I'm sorry. I know. But to live, I just don't want us to be in a position where we're in a panic mode when we have an emergency.
Right.
And we're going to have emergencies, everybody. We're going to have them. I mean, it's going to happen. We've already lived through a pandemic a little bit. We're still kind of on the ends of it.
And that kind of puts that into perspective, with the pandemic happening and everything, people losing their jobs all over the place. It really puts this into perspective, and, that's why we're trying to give you some value. And
it really has made an impact on me. I'm like, okay, how do I get myself in in a place where I don't have to reach out for help
Right.
from anyone else. Like, not that help is
Wait,
not
you,
good,
You
but
want to go off grid?
not today. Not today, Richard, but that might be my retirement plans. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I really feel like, I mean, things are just a mess. It's just a mess out there. I don't know. I mean, I hope I'm not just I'm a positive person, you know, I'm not really
Right.
negative, but I just feel like there's so many signs of we don't even know where anything comes from. I mean, we've got foreign enemies, and I don't know. It just, to me, I just want to get myself in a place where I don't have to rely on anybody else. I can make my decisions, and I'm not going to be desperate,
Right. Yeah.
because that makes you do things you really shouldn't do. So anyway, that's the goal, 2022. Not get off the grid, that's for sure. I like my bathrooms. All right. So anyway, get on a budget. I hope everything's going well. Feel free to message us. We've got more information and education coming on budgeting and other things that can be added to your budget. Obviously, entertainment might be the next one. In our next podcast, we're going to talk about, after you have your 4 foundational things worked out, what do you add on to your budget that make life worth living, that's for sure.
Yeah, it'll be neat.
Can't just have shelter. Anyway, but you know what, guys? You can live for a little while with just the basics, and I think it's important. I told my girls, I think it was 2 years ago, we went 1 whole month without spending any money outside of the bills. We didn't buy anything. We didn't go to the fast food. None of it. Just 1 month. We can do it 1 month.
Right. And it's always, but when you do a budget, you incorporate
Yeah.
going out or having dinner once a month or twice a month, whatever it is, whatever you're into. If you're go play golf, go have a spa day, you do need to budget that in so that way.
And then you can go and you can just have joy.
Yeah, exactly.
You planned for it, and it's not like you're spending it and you shouldn't. Oh, I love that, Richard. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. That's so good. All right, so we talked a little bit about the budget. We'll talk some more about that on our next podcast. Today, I wanted to talk a little bit about, in our area, we have a lot of homes that were built in the 1990s. We didn't build a lot from 2006 to 12, or in there we had a downplay of new construction. So we have some new construction, and we have some houses built in the 1990s. And kind of looking at, what are you doing with your 1990s house to make it to where you love it now, or are you selling it and moving up to a new construction? A lot of people are selling and moving to new construction. I'm not, but I live in a 1990s house, and there's quite some things that I'm really wanting to change about it. I'm just a chicken, because once I get into a project, I have to finish it.
Right.
And I'm just busy, so can't get my projects finished, and I don't like to start one unless I'm going to finish it. So, anyway, but there's some definite things about 1990s houses that that we are seeing in our area that can be updated, that will increase the value of your home and the enjoyment if you're going to stay, for sure.
Right.
Do you have a couple pictures? I pulled some pictures
Yes,
of some 1990s. Let's talk about
let's
these.
switch
'Cause
over
there's
to
some
these
details in
pictures.
each one of them. So the first thing you see when you come into a house, besides the front door, I did get a new wood front door, which I really like that better than the 1990s door, which I really love. But when you walk in the front door, a lot of times what you're going to see is the staircase of the 1990s homes. That's just what you're going to see, the 2-story. I mean, usually it's a living room on the left, a dining room on the right, or an office, and they're all 1990s. I could tell you pretty much what the floor plan is going to look like. But looking at the stairs, this picture that we're seeing right here is something that's been done since the 1990s. Mostly the stairs in the 1990s are wrapped fully with carpet. You do see some that just have the runners, but a lot of what's happening now is that people are taking the carpet off of the stairs. They're fully wrapped carpet off the stairs, and they think they can just finish the wood under the carpet.
Yeah, no, that's not the case.
Really?
Sometimes, if you had a good builder.
Yeah.
Yes, but these tract home builders, they used plywood.
Mm-hmm. Or maybe it's even a pine that won't stain the same as the other parts of the house, so it's just a little different. But they use plywood. So when you pull that carpet up and you're looking at the stairs underneath, it's not wood that you're going to be able to just paint. Well, you could paint it, actually. I've seen some good jobs. or stain it the way that you've got your new flooring. So this is a dining room coming off of the stairs, and you can see how it was in 1990. See that light fixture? I have that light fixture.
That light fixture there?
Yes. That light fixture is not 1990. I had my light fixtures done in 2011. But anyway, it's close. But anyway, it's not what we're seeing out there today. So in the next picture, you want to show them the next picture?
Let's move up.
You can see the dining room has been redone. As you can see, the flooring, we've got the larger plank flooring going in. I'm actually looking at doing that right now. You can do the...
Yes, right here.
Oh, yeah, right here. The laminated LVP. And it's got the wider plank. You're not going to see that in the 1990s. It's going to be 2-inch, right?
2 or 3.
So we have the wider plank here.
That's more of a 6-inch to 8-inch.
Now, it looks like, I can't really tell. I can't remember. But see, these are the same spindles as the 1990s, okay? So you don't have to do the spindles. You could if you like the iron.
Right.
It's aluminum, I think it is. But if you like that look, you could go with that. That was 2015.
Yeah.
2012 or 15 or something. But I have those same spindles in my 1990s house, so you can keep those and refinish or get new treads. If you do your floors, whoever you get your floors from, a lot of times you can get the treads for the stairs as well. And if you don't like the smoothness of stairs, I don't like the wood stairs myself. I like carpet.
Well, yeah, if you're not used to it, it is a slipping hazard.
Could be slipping.
Yeah.
But you could put a runner, like a carpet runner down it. I figured the runner is going to be easy to change out whenever it gets dirty enough.
Right.
And you can do some decorative stuff. I mean, I saw some really nice carpets that you could do for that. But anyway, they did the flooring and they changed out the light fixture. This is a very common light fixture in 2020 for sure. Sometimes it'll have beads on it. And
That
different
modern
things like
farmhouse look.
that. Yeah, definitely. And you can also see the difference in the wall colors. They're definitely more neutral, and they were more, like I had Lenox tan. That was, my whole house was Lenox tan, and I loved it. And that was 2011. But now I've gotten to, I forgot now what it's called, some kind of grayish.
Agreeable gray.
Yeah, I don't like gray, but a lot of people do. It's something else. But anyway, let's look at the next picture.
So this is your exterior.
Oh, I love this. Look, okay, this is 1990s. Take a look. Wait a minute, Richard. Don't go too far ahead. So you've got, could be your wood door if you have a wood door for your garage in 1990. Right here it is. This is the wood door. When it gets wet, it's heavy, and it shows stains on the inside.
Yes.
This looks like a wood house. You have a wood house, Richard.
Yeah,
That paint's up real nice.
Yeah, the cedar.
Is that what it is, cedar? Mm-hmm. And you've got a bay window here that needs to pop. But it's nice that it's got a little front porch. So this is 1990s. What do we do to change it, Richard? You should
Let's
have a
look
picture of your
here.
house.
I know, right? Oh, it's all black and white modern farmhouse look.
But look, okay, so they changed out some of the railing. That can't be too hard or too much. And
No.
they put wood wraps on the post.
On the instead of the white post, they just wrap it in a piece of cedar.
Yeah. Now, it looks like, I don't know if those windows were the same. They might not be, but they did stay with the white. They didn't go with the black windows, which they could have. And they changed out the roofing to a metal piece of roofing, but it looks like they kept the architectural roofing up there.
Yeah, and they went with black gutters or a copper gutter.
Yes, they did. That's definitely something we're seeing now. And went with a new door that had some windows. And those light fixtures, you recognize those?
I do.
Richard has those in his garage. Go back to the other one, Richard, just a minute. I got to see. See how much space this is? It's a lot of space. And then in here, so it's the same. They didn't make any major foundational things. They just painted it.
No, and what they look like they did is they did architectural shingles on the second story and then a seamless metal roof over the front porch.
Yes, definitely. And you're right about the copper gutters. And then the front, they see the bay window pops out more here. And they've got some wood on both sides.
It doesn't look so dark underneath the patio.
And the door, they did change the door.
Yeah.
See how it's light. And then those two lights just make up a whole lot of space there instead of having them on the side.
Right.
It's kind of neat. It's kind of neat. But I mean, this is 1990, 2020.
And I'm sure those look extravagant when at night,
Oh, I bet. Yeah, for sure.
just showcasing that garage door.
Now, see, they come down here a little bit more, Richard. Did I show you the bottom? So they did see how they have the lattice work? That's 1990, the lattice. So they came down here and did some stonework. I mean, you could do that, or you could do something else simple, but the lattice has got to go.
Yep.
But see, they kept the beds the same. I mean, I really like this picture because it really was a picture of the exact same thing. Sometimes you see that they totally redid, like,
Right, they added on
driveway,
something,
that's going to cost a ton. But they put these numbers here, which looks really good. But that's kind of what's going on out there. I want to do this.
Right. Oh, here's a good picture.
Let's see this one. Yeah. So
just a paint job.
And added some shutters. You see how this accent,
the keystone,
this is so 1990s, and then here you don't see it.
Yeah, they still have the keystone there. It's just because it's painted white. Yeah.
Maybe even kept the same roof. It looks like they kept the windows.
Yeah.
It's really just painting.
It just shows what you could do
with a can of paint and some shutters, which I think really, really brighten it up.
It does.
I'm not always a shutter person, but I really like them there. They're not in the other house.
Could have even gone with some cedar shutters.
I was going to say the wood accent. They don't have any wood anywhere else, though, Richard.
Yeah.
And they don't have any posts or any covers or anything. So.
What's this last picture you have?
I don't know. What is it? Okay, so I wanted to show the stairs this is the colors of 1990.
Yeah. Even though the wood looks good.
It does look good.
Love the color of the wood.
It's so hard to mess with something that's working.
Right.
And looks good, but it just has those burgundy and the butterscotch tone to it that's hard. Oh, I wanted to point out one other thing, Richard. You see how the handrail?
Yes.
And then they changed it out to the square handrail.
Oh, yes. I see that.
It makes a difference, especially if your staircase goes to the bottom, and then right at the front door you open it and you see that right there.
Right.
This makes a big difference to have one of those square ones put in.
So they just went from a Victorian style end to a more farmhouse type squared post.
Square one. And then obviously they painted. I hate to paint wood.
Yes.
People in my family would kill me. But I painted my kitchen cabinets too. But that's...
Well, that's it gives it, instead of paying money to change them out, I mean, you're just giving them a fresh look.
Well, it's that 1990s oak kitchen cabinets with no molding or anything, so I had to do something. But yeah, but see how they did some work here too.
They added some wainscot.
There you go. And obviously they switched out the flooring to a little bit more neutral, but it's still the same. And see how they've got this wood kind of fancy here, and they just painted it, just simplified it.
Yep.
So 1990s, 2020. So when you're looking at upgrading 1990s, you might want to sell and move to that new construction over, so many people in our neighborhood in Lake Park have moved over to Brayburn.
Oh, because it's
sold
the
over
new,
Brayburn, because it's new and bigger, and everything's new. The carpet's new, the appliances are new. So that may be a move for you if you're looking for something like that, or updating the 1990s house. I don't know.
Well, we have not really said where we're out of. I mean, we've said Charlotte, but we're actually out of Indian Trail. So people that don't know, Lake Park and Brayburn and Bonterra and Chrismark and Annandale, Vickery, and
Fairhaven, and that's our stomping grounds.
Yeah.
We'll get that hat on. Yeah, that's definitely our stomping grounds. I moved from downtown Charlotte. We lived in the Cotswold area when I taught at Myers Park High School. And then we moved down here for the schools and to kind of get out of the volume of kids up there. I just was like, oh, it's just too big. But I'm from a small town. I'm from right outside of Asheville, and I grew up in Hendersonville, North Carolina, so I'm used to a small town. And I was like, I love being near the city, though, because there's so much, anything you want, you've got it, And we moved down here in 2011, and Indian Trail is known as the #1 family-friendly town.
It is.
They won an award just before we moved here. And then we didn't have a lot of things. Now, Walmart was here, which I don't know if that's good or bad, but Walmart was definitely here. But since we moved here, since 2011, I mean, every corner we're just going.
Indian Trail has just, I've been here, 6 years, almost 7 years now. And originally from New Mexico, but moved here 7 years ago. And it is just blown up since we've moved here. I mean, it really is. And like you said, Union County, which is where Indian Trail resides in, is great with schools. And, it's just a family-friendly place all the way around.
Yeah, everything you want. I mean, the Panthers put in a football arena over by Carolina Courts, and all of that's getting ready to, over there near MSA. I mean, we've got MSA, we've got an Olympic skating rink, ice skating rink right there. We got, everything just every single thing that you could possibly want.
We've got the, not far from the big city.
Right.
We still got the little city, but yet we still have country. And so it's a very nice blend mix of everything.
Yeah, like where you live, it used to be the country for sure. But not so much anymore because the bypass came in, 485 was finished up. I mean, it's amazing. And yeah, it's just the amount. I've been to a lot of sporting arenas in the area, and you would not believe what we have here. Rock Hill, I just went to Rock Hill. That's the nicest facility I've been around in surrounding states, and it's the most amazing facility in Rock Hill.
Oh, wow.
It's crazy. But anyway, okay, so we talked about some stairs, we talked about some flooring and windows. Obviously, 30-year-old windows are not the highest technology in windows today.
No.
I don't want to do my windows, though. I don't want to spend my money on it.
Oh,
But you
I just
did it.
I
Tell me
just
about
did
your
it.
windows.
So it was actually a really easy process. And the way they come in, and 17 windows, and they did it all in one day. I think they were done before 2. But, it just the notice of the drafts in the house. There's no drafts anymore.
Right.
And it saves on all our utility bills. All these new windows come with a tint to them, a low E tint, which doesn't allow the sun to just bake your house. So you have to turn on the air conditioner. So it has really, it's tremendously, and the sound, the noise. We'd hear cars come down, trucks with these loud exhausts, and you can't hear them anymore, which we were just stunned.
Right. Wow. Well, I know and not to mention all of that great stuff, but you didn't mention how good they look. Richard has a Cape Cod. What year?
1988.
88. So it's got some age on it.
It does.
So anyway, it now with these new black windows, it was painted white. Oh my goodness, you should see it. A lot like what we're seeing here, bringing it up to 2020.
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about siding real quick, and then we'll be finished up for the day. The siding in 1990, hardboard siding. I have hardboard siding on 3 sides of my house. I have brick on the front. That has to be maintained. Now in 2020, they use what they use. What's it called? Fiber cement?
Fiber cement board or just vinyl.
Or vinyl, yeah. So that doesn't need the maintenance that the hardboard siding needs. I'm looking at what to do about that. You got to replace some pieces, but you can't let water get to it, so you have to be careful with that. And, in the siding, even in the 2000s and the 2010, we've had some recalls on siding.
Right.
I don't want to mention any names, but I know, your real estate broker that you hire to help you find houses and all should be knowledgeable about the exteriors and the, pitfalls that can come along with that.
Just like, and you mentioned that, your real estate agent should really know what issues have come upon. Like, what was the plumbing? Polybutylene.
Yes, polybutylene piping. Got a video on that.
That's something that caused issues through what year was that?
Oh, goodness.
That was early 90s, late 80s,
I want to say 80s. 80s, they figured out that it was the fittings. It wasn't the piping. It's just the fittings.
The fittings, yeah.
But that's the fittings that go along with the polybutylene piping. If the polybutylene piping is still okay right now, it's probably okay.
Yeah.
But it's still something that you need to know that you're getting involved with. Otherwise, you're redoing your plumbing. Nobody wants to think about that, but it has been done. It's certainly, I certainly say that, you only really fix what's broken. So, and if it's not leaking after 30 years, then probably okay.
Right.
But definitely need to know about it for sure.
Well, and you were talking about siding, on a lot of these 1990s houses has the cedar siding on it. And out here in the southeast, we have what you call termites.
No.
We have carpenter bees.
Only 2 kinds of houses in North Carolina. I've got to say for the termites.
One with and one without.
One with termites and one that's going to get termites. No, I'm just kidding.
No,
Don't be afraid. We get termites here. Just make sure you get it checked. But the carpenter bees, we had a carpenter bee. You can just see that it's kind of eaten out. You have some or had some.
I do have some that, and it's important to catch it quickly. I can do a video on that, show people how to see what it is and fix the problem.
Yeah, I was amazed when we went through that you just called a service. They came out and treated it.
Yeah,
Carpenter
pretty
bees.
much.
So, it's not anything to worry about. It's just things that homeowners have to understand.
And they see bees, they hear bees, but carpenter bees actually eat wood.
Yeah. It seems to me they're more damaging on the outside than termites.
Right.
You can see their little path. Now termites just leave their droppings.
Yep.
And eat on the inside, so that's even more disgusting. But carpenter bees, but that's with the wood housing and everything. But anyway, all right. So that's 1990 to 2020. Hopefully that'll help you to figure out whether you want to sell and move into something newer, or maybe start renovating a little bit in the 1990s houses. If you were going to put your house on the market, we'd need to take a look at the house to see if really there would be anything that you'd need to do to get it sold. The only thing we didn't talk about today, really, as far as renovating, would be kitchens and baths, and those are topics all in themselves.
Very true, very true.
Exciting. But your 1990s kitchen is definitely functional, and as far as your foundational things that you need to get on your budget, you have what you need. But maybe you have a little extra that you can put into renovating a kitchen or sell and buy a new house.
Right.
Hard to say about your personal decision on how that is, but I certainly know that everybody kind of looks at those things. All right. Well, I'm glad you guys turned in today. Please like and share this podcast and send us any questions you might have. We're happy to talk about any topics that you might want to know more about.
Yeah, just shoot us a message, like us on Facebook, call us, put a message in the comment section.
Thank you so much for tuning in and listening. We're really excited about doing this podcast this year. We really want to make sure that we add value to the community through budgeting and financial planning that go right along with real estate being your biggest investment. And we are so happy to be here. And if you need anything, reach out to us.
Let us wow you with value.
Let's wow you with value. That's right. All right. Well, thank you so much. Take care, guys.
Thanks, y'all.